Welcome to Ancient Spirituals Podcast, where we are going to speak about everything Ireland, everything ancient, and all the magic that comes with it.
Good evening and welcome to another Ancient Spiritual Podcast. It's July 2025 and we've got the one and only Dee O'Connor and the one and only Mr. Jan Tetteroo. How are you doing, guys?
Good.
Did I say your name right this time?
Right, it was perfect, Carl. Thank you. Brilliant.
Yeah,
It's like you practiced.
I did. I practiced to
Good
get it
practice.
right. There's no harm getting these things correct every now and again. Yeah. So without any delay, please will you tell us a little bit more about yourself, Jan?
Oh, yes, I can. So my name is Jan Tetteroo. I'm 69 already. Yeah. I was born in the Netherlands, and about 10 years ago, I purchased a property in Ireland, did it up, and moved in. Never looked back. What drew me to Ireland was a lot of things. One of the most important thing was my interest and my studies in druidry
Mhm.
at the order of bards, ovids, and druids, where I started somewhere in the 1990s, and for years and years I've studied there to become an official, registered, and legalized druid. And yeah, in order to get closer to that life, which involves an animistic worldview where we see the world around us, the nature, the trees, the rocks, the rivers, the mountains, and everything that's tangible and sacred.
What called
And
you to it?
I love to go in nature, feel nature, feel the spirit of the land, and well, what was one of my big wishes was to become something like an earthkeeper, so having some responsibility for some places around me, and in Kerry with the low population density and the lots of great old farms for sale, we bought a mountain retreat. We bought a little farmhouse in the Cork and Kerry mountains, just in the Killarney area, just a few stone throws away from the Cork Kerry border.
Yeah.
And it's a sacred place. It's a place steeped in history and mystery and ancient spirituality. The Paps of Anu are in our backyard. The stone circles of Kenmare and Killarney, Seven Sisters, are nearby. Lots of good places with a good energy, with a good spirituality at our disposal. And so that's why we chose to move here.
Mm.
And after moving, after settling in, after getting to know the area a bit, and knowing for sure that this is what we wanted and what we wanted to do with the rest of our lives, we started a grove, which is a druid community, the
Mm.
Grove of Anu. And we live in the area of the Paps of Anu, the Twin Peak Mountains here in the backyard, which relate
Yeah.
to the goddess Anu, the goddess of the mother goddess of the Tua de Danann. And we named our grove after her.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a lovely international community. We run a druid school and more things like that.
How did you know you were a druid? How did that come in?
Yeah, was quite, it came quite naturally, I would say. Um, I have always been interested in Celtic stuff, in the British Isles, Brittany, Ireland, the original people that lived there, history, myths and legends. Um, I think my big epiphany came somewhere in the early 1980s when I read the book The Mists of Avalon, a book what is now historically known as a book that brought many people on the path because it plays in the end time of the Druids and Merlin, the most famous of us all, you know.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I felt even after reading that, I was so immersed in it. I felt so drawn to it. I went to look for more inspiration there, and found the order and started my study.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Well,
very
that's how
good.
it went. And
for
from
us,
the study, you get your initiations into the bardic rite, where you learn the arts and storytelling and music making and poetry, reading, writing. And then into the Ovid grade, which has a more of a shamanic influence, where we do the shamanic trance healing, the drumming, the journeying,
Yes.
astral journeying, herbology, mm, divination, tarot, poems, and runes. And from there on, you go further into the Druid grade, which is about wisdom, philosophy, myth and legend, spirituality, on a broader scope. Especially the order is a revivalist order, so they're not purely ancient. They look for sensibility and meaning also in modern times. So
Mhm.
druidry relevant to the current day and age, and that's what really got me into it. That it's something we can use. It's something we can bring into this world. We can bring the connection to nature, which is a personal thing, but also on a broader scope, we can say, okay, we can be. Some of my neighbors even call me an eco warrior.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
say I'm eco conscious. I'm not necessarily an eco warrior. I'm very conscious about ecology, very conscious about what we as a species are doing to our planet. And I always say our planet doesn't need saving. But if we want to survive as a species, we have to do something.
Yeah, exactly. Or it'll kick us off.
That's the eco part of it. Yeah. Yeah, it's our own responsibility. We're strong and wise and intelligent and technologically advanced enough to get us out of this ecological crisis that we're creating. And yeah,
Mm,
I can contribute by being responsible for a place where I have my influence, where I look after the trees, where we care about a piece of ancient woodland, where of course we live off the woodland. You know,
yeah.
the forest gives us enough, um, even falling branches, which we not even all take because you like to like to recycle them on the location as well. But there's enough that would even keep keep our fire burning in the house in winter. So yeah,
Yeah,
it
and
brings us a lot.
we had the honor of meeting you, and you invited us up to your land as well. So we've seen this beautiful forest in its natural state and wandered around and felt the energy and appreciated the ancient trees. So yeah, we had that honor. So yeah. Um yeah, I could go so many different places. Carl, ask a question.
yeah, I was going to come in and just say it's a pleasure and a privilege for us to invite Jan to be a part of the Beltane pilgrimage in 2026, and as a part of what we're offering to the beautiful souls that are going to come to this magical ancient land and share with us an 11 night sort of 12-day experience that we've put together. It's beautiful to bring together core facilitators and core hosts to help us sort of lead events that you would describe as kind of spiritual, shamanic, indigenous, and it's it's very much the case that what we might say the druidic or the shamanic or the ancient and indigenous, it seems to be coming back, but it never really went away. It was always here. And a lot of mainstream culture has gotten carried away with television, radio, and Netflix and other distractions. And there's nothing more beautiful than just being able to sit outside with a sunset and just hear the sound of the birds and the song and feel the moisture of the wet earth beneath your bare feet. And it's these simple pleasures in life that I feel a lot of people might be missing out on. So for us, it's not just a tour, it's a way of reconnecting with nature, reconnecting with the ancient and the sacred and the divine. And like we're absolutely sold on Kerry anyway. It's a beautiful part of the world. Especially the peninsulas. The there is a reason it's called the kingdom, right? It's not the kingdom by accident.
Hmm.
And I always felt that Kerry was quite strong with the energy of the elementals. Tell us, what do you know
Absolutely.
about the elementals and the role of, say, fire spirits and air spirits and earth spirits and water
Yes.
spirits? What could you possibly share with us about that and the connection with Kerry there?
Yeah. Well, first, before I go into your question, I want to share a small anecdote that I always use when we have a small B&B here. We have two rooms, so we get guests from all over the world the whole time, and they
Hmm.
always ask which one of the three peninsulas in Kerry is the most beautiful or is the best to travel on. Tricky question. And I always say the best peninsula is the one you're currently on.
Exactly. Brilliant.
Because when you're on Dingle, you think, oh my God, this is heaven on earth. This is the best place ever. And then you go to the Avra Peninsula, do the Ring of Kerry, and again say, oh my goodness, is it better? Oh, it's just as good. It's wonderful. And then Biera with his ruggedness and his pureness, and then especially the end of it where at Elohis and Iris with the rough sea against the cliffs, and then the Buddhist center there. That's again the most beautiful one. So the most beautiful peninsula is the one that you're
Right.
traveling on.
Yeah.
Absolutely,
Love it.
absolutely true. Then um, the land spirits, they're not necessarily everywhere. They have a tendency to reside in rural places, places that are not too crowded. But of course, even if you're in Killarney and walk out of New Street, which is one of the shopping streets there, and along the cathedral, you cross the road, and boom, you're in the national park.
Yeah.
And then it's just a short stroll to an ancient woodland, and boom, there it is immediately,
Mhm.
uh, where you can feel, where you can sense that spiritual idea of people that like unseen creatures that are there, and these unseen creatures they they represent otherworldly creatures like fairies, spriggets, uh, banshees, the she. They belong to other realms. They can hardly ever being seen straight ahead, but if you're sensitive to them, you can sometimes see them in the
Side.
corner of the eyes, quickly turn, and it's gone. And they're gone, they're gone. So they tend to just stay out of sight, the things get created by observing them. The observer is the most important thing. The saying, if there's no one there to hear a tree fall, does it actually make noise? Well, that's what we don't know. And the same with these creatures. They're there. uh, you know that you can feel their energy if you're sensitive to it. And and yeah, they show up. I get to see the places where they, especially in the mountains here, where nobody lives, and where there are places where people are not, where you don't see a person more than once a year or something. And these
Mm.
places, they can just be be there, and then especially in this overgrown spots, you can actually, yeah, you sense them, you feel them, you see them in the corners of the eyes, and they're there. They're there.
Have you a connection to any particular type? Is there one that resonates more, or calls you more, gets seen more?
Yeah, I would say that the bigger fairy types, also known as the she, that they are supposed to be the the offspring of the Tuatha De Danann
Yeah.
that went underground and still live in this sacred subterranean dimension. Uh, they're the closest. They are here. They live here. I live on their land. I live with them. We share the things we do with the land. We share. We came here. The land wasn't being kept for a long time, and then before nature really takes over, you first get this overgrown and inaccessibility, and we together with the spirits of the land here worked on reviving it,
Yeah.
bringing back
Did
the
you have
origin.
to, did you feel obliged to, or did you have to ask their permission?
Mm. Look, if you're mowing the grass, it's not very practical to do that. And
Yeah.
fortunately, we have donkeys in the field, so they do the grass as well. Um, but for significant things, for instance, if there is a tree that needs some maintenance, you always, yeah, in like I said, in a manifest level, you think. You don't even need to speak to them. You can think about,
In mind's eye,
we're
kind
going to
of.
do this. How are you? The mind's eye. It's you contact them by thoughts and share your thoughts, and the answer always comes. Okay, yes, yes, yeah. If you need to do this, you have some credit with us, and go ahead. Uh, I would not necessarily say that we do everything. For instance, we have great respect for the hawthorn because
Yeah.
that's regarded as a sacred tree by the other world, by the small people, and so we're more than any other tree. But normally, if a branch needs to be cut or for whatever reason, it always is with respect and with understanding and
I've
with
got a question on
feeling of
that.
okay. The Yeah,
My question is, you know the way
just ask.
random hawthorns can grow anywhere?
Yeah.
Like, do you leave it there or do you move it when it's small? Or do you just leave it there? I have two or three now that I've just left there
Oh,
because, you know.
yeah. I would say if in any way possible, I leave them where they are. Uh, I would, when necessary, trim them or something, coppice them or uh, cut branches off. But
Yeah,
if in any way possible, I leave them there. And otherwise, yeah, replanting is an option too,
yeah,
in a good way. Yeah.
yeah.
But once they're big, yeah, yeah, you're stuck with
Hey,
them.
you're finished then.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, very good.
Dee made
yeah.
some
Respect. I would
beautiful,
say respect.
Dee made some beautiful hawthorn tea at the end of the last tour we did with the closing ceremony down at Uragh, the magical sort of stone circle on the Beira Peninsula there outside of Kenmet.
Mhm.
And it's almost like going back in
The
time.
Uragh, yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
almost like a timeless place. And I couldn't get over how good the hawthorn tea actually tasted. Yeah, I thought it might be a bit sort of weak or tasteless, but it was absolutely beautiful, whatever way you made it. And this sort of simple gesture is one of reverence, again, connection with the land and the spirits. I've got Buddy Muslin in here to say hi. You want to say hi to Jan, do you? Eh? What's up?
Hi,
You're not
doggy.
missing out on anything, are you?
Buddy.
Yeah.
Um, when did you start bothering stones?
Fathering stones?
Bothering, stone bothering.
But bothering stones.
Yeah.
Stone bothering. Well, uh, well, actually, the place we live uh, is built from stones from the land, and
Mm.
all the walls there are locally sourced. So every piece of brick in our walls is locally sourced. It's taken out of the ground there. So um, if you say when did you start working uh, with stones, it was when we got our place here.
Yeah.
Um, So
In the, in the
that's normal,
Netherlands,
but
they have
but
stone circles.
no, no,
No. Okay.
no
Yeah.
significant. No, no. There would be there would be spiritual places, there would be grave mounds and Woden's oaks, and so ancient trees and stuff. And there's uh, white women, which are ghostly spiritual women living in the national parks and stuff like that. But structural is there's not much left there. No, no,
Yeah.
no. And but my interest in stone structures, like the first one you meet in your life, especially when you live on the continent, is Stonehenge, and
Yes.
then you get to know about Avebury, but then you get to know the Irish places like Newgrange and Hilatara with its with the Stone of Destiny and places in Sligo, and I was in Loughcrew
Mm.
uh, just 2 weeks ago. Yeah,
Yeah.
wonderful,
Isn't it amazing
wonderful
up there?
places.
Yeah.
And these places, yeah, that's that works immediately once you get in touch with them. You cannot not work with them. You cannot not bother them, or they don't they cannot you can't they can't unbother you. They
Yes. Yes. You hear their call.
the connection rises. Yeah, you hear their call, and yeah. And it's the same like what I've done all my life. I've been a big lover of trees,
Mm.
broadleaf, chestnuts, where we had very big chestnuts on our land where I was young. We had oak forest where I lived near The Hague, and yeah, yeah, coastal
Mhm.
areas, yeah.
So
So
the
yeah,
oak
nature was
forest,
always around me. I loved nature my whole life.
the significance of the
Yes.
trees goes back to a time when maybe there wasn't electricity or cars or mobile phones, and in the heat of the sun, the trees provide vital shelter and coolness. And then when the weather's wet and windy and rainy, they still provide shelter to us from the elements. And I think a lot of the way we live today, trees have lost their importance or significance to a lot of people. But you can see how human life has been interwoven significantly with trees. And if you look at, say, the Brehon Law and the ways of the ancient times, say before industrialization, certainly, anyway, you know, the importance of the trees. There was the rowan or the mountain ash, as well as the birch, the oak, the elder. You mentioned the horse chestnut. Is there a particular trees for particular occasions?
So you forgot at first you forgot to mention the yew,
The
Yeah.
which
hazel,
is
the
of course
yew, we could go on,
the yew. Yeah, the yew. You
and the
forgot the
holly
yew,
and the ivy.
which is the yeah, yeah. Well, let's first start with the yew. That's the tree that holds significance to the shamanic path, to the ovates. because it's also an evergreen. It's always there. It has a big spiritual significance. It's a long living tree. It goes back centuries, the old ones. So that's an important one. Especially in the solstices, we have the connection between the holly and the oak. Every summer solstice, the holly wounds the oak. So
Oh,
the oak, from the summer solstice on, when it's in full leaf, slowly decays and after a few months loses its leaves and has to recover again. And the recovery starts the winter solstice when King Oak slays the holly. And the holly and prepares for its return in spring. So these are significant stories that we tell or even lay out in our rituals for the solstices. And
mhm.
so many trees have many connections, many things attached to them. Yeah, or have importance.
Cool.
I've got a confession to make, Jan.
Uh-oh.
I was mowing the lawn, and
Yeah.
in my absent-mindedness, I brutally murdered Tara Oakley, which was an oak sapling gifted to us by Tom King Angawa, the blacksmith of Boameen, who's going to feature on another one of our tours
Yeah,
in
yeah,
2026. And I
You
was
mowed it down.
mortified, mortified. I was horrified that I'd done this. And
I can
then
imagine. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
last weekend, my joy, imagine my joy to see Tara Oakley back, resurrected. She's there again.
With two stalks now, just not
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
one. Even stronger.
They split up. Yeah, yeah. They're getting
Ah,
stronger now. Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
you have this from Angobnu, the blacksmith, the
Yes.
classic blacksmith.
They
Yeah,
gifted us
wonderful,
an oak sapling
wonderful.
from Tara, and we planted it out and gave it pride of place. And then normally when I'm
Yeah,
out with the lawnmower, I'm normally chewing the cud and chuntering away to myself, and it's easy just to, get a little bit
yeah.
of.
These things happen, Carl. Don't beat yourself up to
I
it.
did.
It's
I bait
nature is
myself
strong
up
enough.
big time. How could I have brutally murdered Tara
Yeah,
Oakley?
well,
And
The
I'm supposed to
joy
be
to see her back,
a man
she
of
yeah, well.
her.
wisdom. It's like it didn't sit with me very well at all.
Oh,
But Tara
I can
came back.
imagine that. And but
Yeah.
yeah, Jesus, it never came back. Wonderful, wonderful. You see the resilience of nature, and especially the resilience of young plants and young trees,
mm.
that you cannot just kill them. I had the same. I planted a hedgerow on a stretch where cows uh, occasionally went along, and they kept on eating my young saplings, and I protected the place now, and uh, now they're 1 meter high.
You go
Yeah,
nowhere. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
and I think maybe they've been eaten for 4 or 5 years in a row, and they're all, like you said, they all sprouted in various directions. Yeah, okay. So
So
but it's going to be
is
even
there,
a better hedgerow when they're thicker and closer.
yes,
And in 5 years, it will be a wonderful refuge for birds where they can nest safely and everything. So
maybe there's an analogy here with human life itself, that the greater the trials and tribulations, the stronger the being becomes, and only the finest of blades is honed in the hottest of fires, we might say.
yes, absolutely. And what doesn't kill you
Yeah, yeah.
makes you stronger.
Yeah, the hero's journey and triumph
And
through
hero
adversity.
journey.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
So coming back to Kerry, right, and coming back to the
Yeah,
kingdom, one of my absolute favorite places was Skellig Michael, and heading out to the was it Cahir Daniel we set out from D,
Yeah.
and I was a bit green around the gills on the boat there. I didn't have much sea legs, and the captain of the boat had two or three dogs to keep us company as we were heading out there. And then once we got there, it was quite a steep ascent up into the mists, and these glorious stone huts at the top where there was this all-pervading sense of just peace. I found myself in one of them on my own, and it was like, right, I feel at home here now. This is everyone else can just clear off and leave me here, and I'd be okay with that. A really deep sense of reverence and peace. Was the likes of Skellig Michael and parts of Kerry a place for monks and monastics and people who wanted to get away from society? Um, yeah, I dare say it may have been. Yeah.
Yeah, Skellig Michael is of course one of the extreme ones because uh, it's with even with our modern motor driven boats, it's about an hour to get there. You think you have to row there
Mm.
for like 14, 1500 years ago to row there in your small curragh and land there on this wind-swept shores.
Yeah, but
Would the
even those
sea
waves,
levels
I
would the
mean,
sea levels have been the same?
Swim to the coast. Yeah, yeah. So they would definitely be
Hmm.
very isolated there. But even in Killarney Park we have the Inishfallen, which dates back to the same time, an island in one of the lakes of Killarney where you can only get by boat,
yes.
or maybe when you're a deer you can swim to it. And there's a lovely old monastery there as well, and that's it's also a place, like you could say, it's a bit of a hermitage. It's a place just a bit away. It's not as remote as Skellig Michael, of course, but a place just
Hmm.
as once you're there, just as remote as it. It's and these places. I'm sure that the old monks would think they'd be closer to their creator,
Yeah.
the creator
Hmm.
of all that is,
Well,
whatever they
hear
believed
it
in.
more.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
So that kind of leads us nicely into the site that you're gonna bring us to, the Seven Sisters, which I hadn't heard of until we met and you told us about it. Tell us a little
yeah,
bit more about the Seven Sisters and the story of how you found it.
Or the story of
yeah.
the
It's
Celtic.
yeah. So it's a small but very significant stone circle in just on the edge of Killarney town. It's a place you can only visit when you know it.
Hmm.
It's not signposted. It's not on any tourist guide or booklet or whatever. It's on private land, so when you go there, be very respectful. Be respectful of the owners of the land who live nearby, who are more than welcome to to allow genuine interest, people with a genuine interest onto their land and into the circle, and who treat it respectfully. It's a little gem. It's a special place. What's so special about it is that it's supposed to be the only stone circle with a fairy fort around it,
Hmm.
the only one in the world. So what we in Kerry we call them rats, which is a fairy fort, which is a mound, uh, a round mound where
Yeah.
with a grove with an open spot in the middle, and in the middle of this rat are these seven stones. They were named for. There's a few stories about them, of course. The seven stones could be the seven Pleiades, the stars that we see in August, and so their significance is also now. But there's also a strange story because when you're when you enter the stone circle, you enter through two giant standing stones.
Yeah.
The entrance is the two giant standing stones, and the seven sisters are supposed to be dancing, and the two giant stones are supposed to be the musicians that played on the night that this story happens. Because the seven sisters were allowed to go to the dance by
Who were the seven
maybe the
sisters?
Dagda or by their mother,
Yeah.
the goddess Ernmas. She gave birth to seven Irish goddesses.
Yes.
and they were allowed to go to the dance on a certain night, but their father or stepfather, because they're not the same, they don't all have the same father. There's multiple fathers, but one mother said, "Girls, be home by midnight, or something bad will happen." And of course, as it goes, the dance was wonderful, was marvelous. It was a brilliant night, and they totally lost track of time. And when they weren't home at midnight, stepdad, also a god, a magician, went there and cursed, put a curse on them that one by one they turned into stone while dancing in the circle. Up, up,
Mm.
up, up. The two magicians that sat on the edge of the circle saw what happened, took up their instruments and ran away. But within 25 meters, within 25 yards, they were also caught and turned into stone. So now you have these two outside of the circle, these two standing there, these musicians, and then you go in, go through the small entrance in the Rath, and there they are now, forever, forever dancing in their stone circle.
Mm. Yeah, it's such a beautiful circle, and as you
Yeah.
said, it's in a grove. There's trees all around it as well. So
Absolutely, yeah, yeah, and a
it
lovely canopy above it.
yeah,
Sometimes in winter it's open, but in summer it can be totally
really okay.
yeah, grow thick. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And
it
then when
feels
you have
very protected and very safe.
it is very secluded,
Yeah.
and
Intimate is the word
especially
I'd
in
use.
summer when
Mm.
the sun is not too high, you see the sunlight trying to perch through the trees, and you see the beams of light coming into the circle
Wow.
and creating this really magical atmosphere there. Yeah.
Yeah.
And of course, there's on the edge of the circle, there's a hawthorn with ribbons, with
Of
wishing
course.
ribbons, a
Yeah.
wishing tree, a fairy tree,
Yeah.
and uh, and a small altar stone in the middle where people have left all kinds of artifacts, a horseshoe, a small statuette, some glass with a small candle in it,
Hmm.
with some amulets. Some people just left money there, and yeah,
Yes, like gifting and yeah, giving their
gifting to
wish
the
to
gods.
it.
Yeah. Unfortunately, sometimes you see people will not do good things to the altar place, disturb it, or
Okay.
recently even saw that a fire was lit in the circle, which I personally would never do.
Hmm.
We sit there, I would say, you go there, and when you're gone, you leave no trace.
Yes. Yeah.
It is you came, you leave, and you leave it behind as you found it.
Hmm.
And your reward is being energized and being cared for by the circle and the sisters and the goddess and the
Yeah.
goddesses. Yeah.
Well, given that we've got the city and Shrone and the Paps on the tour, it's going to dovetail, and Muckross Abbey, of course, it's going to dovetail beautifully into all of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
How amazing is that?
It's an amazing place to live, and as I told you, the Paps of Anu are actually when you descend from the Western Pap
Hmm.
towards Island Moor or Glenflesk, which is to the west with the closest road. Uh, our house is the first one you see,
Yeah.
or the last one when you go to the Paps. It's literally in our backyard, and when you go down from the Eastern Pap, you end up in the city of Sharon, which is so as the crow flies, maybe 5 6 kilometers.
Is that all? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, by car it's still half an hour.
Yeah.
You have to drive all the way around,
Yeah.
and
I believe
yeah,
it. Yeah.
yeah,
Tell
So,
yeah,
me,
sorry, go on.
sorry, Anu. She
yeah,
seems to be very precious to you, as in you've got the Grove of Anu, you've got the Paps of Anu,
yeah.
and I remember you said that one of the sisters, the seven sisters, was an Anu.
It's Anu. Yeah, yeah.
What does she mean to you?
You could say she's like a primordial mother. She's a mother figure, you know. She's a giver of life. Uh, the One of the difficult things about her is that you cannot really study her very well because the written material about Anu is very limited. You can literally read through it in a few hours, so that there's not much that can be uh, honestly said about her. She's one of the three the triplicity goddesses that are called the Morrigu. That's Morrigan, Anu, and then one of the other sisters. You can call them Nimain or Bave, or there's more opportunities for the third one. But Morrigan, Anu, and one of the other sisters are the Morrigu, the three Morrigans,
Okay.
and so it's that then you get the connection with the crows that are in abundance in the area there, especially when you go up to the Paps of Anu, and the Paps, of
Mm.
course, represent the breasts of Anu. She's always depicted as a real goddess statuette. You know, the Gaia statuettes would easily be depicted as how the ancients saw Anu,
Yeah.
voluptuous, big breasts, uh, oftentimes with a pregnant belly, representing the mother archetype.
Mm.
And when you go up the mountains, you see that the ancients have actually put two cairns on top of the mountains, and they're they're actually nipple shaped.
Yes. Yeah, yeah.
So they had a real sense of, yeah, that's their breast. So what needs to be on a breast, on top of the breast?
They were
Nipples.
very creative.
Very creative. And so it's very important, and then what it means for our place is because we live, as we call it here, in the shadow of the Peps.
Mm.
You know, we get our morning sun comes later because we have the
The
Peps in the east of us, so we live in the morning shadow of them. Our holy well, the well that brings us water, it brings water to our house. So it feeds us, it nurtures us, and we call it Anu's well, of course.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I like that.
we have named it Anu's well. It's the water that comes from the Peps. There's an open connection.
Mm.
The river, that there's a river flowing down with a small cascading waterfall in the area, and we drink the same water. Yeah.
Yeah. I've got another question for you now. Anu and Danu. Some people say it's the same goddess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can agree.
Okay.
I'm not going to argue about that. And if people want to say different, that's good too. You know, it's the lovely thing of the connection between Anu and Danu is that we bring her to that her scope becomes way wider than just the two-headed the Danann, because
Mm.
the river, the Danube, the country Denmark, uh, there's so many places which have this connection,
Yeah.
and especially the Danube is one of the most important rivers in Europe, and that's actually where in in the area where the Proto-Celts came from, you know, the Latin people and everything. So there is this, I would say, this connection where we could say it's possible.
Yeah.
And of course, in Irish, she's called Anan, which of course is different. So if there's a difference, that's good too. I'm not dogmatic in any way about that.
No, I was just
And
curious.
and 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 no dogma is one of the big traits of Druidism,
Hmm.
of Druidry, that there's only one dogma, that there is none.
Yeah, okay. I love that.
Yeah.
Believe what you want, do what you want. We don't have sin either, you know. If if
Brilliant.
if there comes a reckoning after life, well, whatever. Yeah, up here we live heaven on earth,
Yeah.
just to make sure that if nothing comes after,
You get to fill it.
then we have our share already. I'm not gonna wait for the good life till I die.
Yes.
We
Yes.
have to do that now. That's our that's what that's why we came here. That's our
Mhm.
responsibility.
Yeah.
There's a great wisdom in that.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what the atheist says to the Christian when he says, "But if you're an atheist, what are you living for?" Well, this is it. This is it. That's what we're living for. That
Yeah.
this is our only chance to create a masterpiece.
Yeah. Well, definitely in these bodies anyway, you know?
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's so true.
Mhm.
And maybe that's what the Buddhist teachings want us to discover, that there's a way out of suffering. That's to create that masterpiece now,
Yeah.
and that will also lead us away from samsara and the constant reincarnation. That we say, okay, we cracked the code, and
Break the
eventually
matrix.
we can break the matrix. Yeah, absolutely, and I love that.
Uh, yeah.
Mm. I love the one of the things I love about Glastonbury is that kind of synthesis of sort of Buddhism, Old English, kind of pagan, and kind of druidic, and certainly original Christianity, the Coptic Church. There's like
Yeah,
Glastonbury represents this kind of melting pot of all different kinds of sort of creeds, races, religions, and cultures. Um, yeah, and connected with King Arthur and
yeah,
Merlin and the Merlin energy of the ancient sacred sites, which I guess is more about Wales or modern day Wales. But if you can go back far enough, was there much difference in the landscape of northwest France, Cornwall, Wales, Scotland, England, and Ireland? I probably doubt that there wasn't that
yeah.
much
Well,
difference at
yeah.
all.
Yeah, of course, but with the different latitude, you get different vegetation. But we know, for instance, that the whole island of Ireland was a forest, and I think the whole peninsula of Brittany in France was a forest, and the big island of the United Kingdom will just have been a big forest too before humans arrived. So
Mm.
there must have been similar similarities in the land, and of course we see the differences too. So that they would still be interesting because there's different rivers, there are different stone types. We know that the stones from Stonehenge came from Scotland and from Wales, and so
I was
it's
corrected on my pronunciation just this weekend gone of Preseli when
silly.
we
Yeah,
were talking about Welsh blue dolomite and Preseli bluestone, and my Welsh friend pronounced it entirely different. It didn't sound like what I said anyway. Was it Pwllheli or something
Yeah.
like this?
Yeah.
whatever, whatever.
The good
But
Welsh
yeah,
accent.
Yeah.
yeah, it's beautiful.
So yeah, so these lands would have been yeah forest lands mainly, and of course there would have been clearings, and then the people came and started farming. The first ones who came were hunter-gatherers, and they would have not as big as an influence. Farming was the first big influence on the land, where you have to make the clearings and people living together. So that's yeah, there would be some changes there. I forgot what I was going to from here.
You said earlier
Let's
about
pick up. Oh, Glastonbury. Oh yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yeah.
I, Glastonbury was what led us to this discussion. What you see also is very philosophical and beautiful in this big melting pot that is there spiritually seen, is what a friend of mine has written a book. He's a very old wise man who lives in Australia right now. He's in his 90s, and he once wrote a book. It's called "The Milk is White." Regardless the color of the cow, the milk is white, and and the same goes for all religions. All religions ultimately point to the same truth.
Yeah.
So There's nothing more ridiculous than killing each other or canceling each other or renouncing each other because of your beliefs or belief system. Uh, the
Yeah.
milk is white, regardless the color of the cow. We're
Mm.
all, and if we only could understand that we can live and let live, and go from there. And then, and for us it's easy as Druids. We live without dogma. So in our we even say Druidry isn't a religion, because Druidry is like Buddhism, a life philosophy, and you can complement it with any religion you like, or even with atheism
Hmm.
or animism. That you say, okay, I believe the god is in the tree, the god is in the land, the god is in the rock, or I believe in the Celtic gods, Anu, Morrigan,
Hmm.
the Dagda, yeah,
Anya.
Anya, yeah, Bridget.
Yeah.
It's we can have names for them. Or the Vikings had it very nice when they they put names to the gods which represented nature, like Thor, and the Greeks did it as well. They have these similar pantheons where gods have meanings. A god of the sea,
Mm.
Manannan, or Neptune. It's whatever you name it, and let's not let's not bash each other about it.
Yeah.
Let's be free there.
Yeah. Exactly. And
Let
we're
freedom reign.
probably, I mean, even the Celtic goddesses, when you read about them and you look at them, they're repeated all around. Like the Tuatha Dé Danann came in a ship in the sky.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
how many other traditions have said that? I think, Carl, you have a blog there about that. We have to put it up soon. But yeah, same
Told you
story,
came from
different
the
area.
sky.
Mm.
they all came from the sky. You see that in the Maya traditions,
Yeah.
where these statues have helmets on, and we know it from the Anunnaki, and
Yeah.
In the
you know,
Bhagavad Gita, there
yeah, and
is
yeah, it's
description of the Vimyanas, right?
yeah, and then we have the
Or
the
is it
the
the
the, the
Mahabharata?
giants, the giants in the Viking mythology, and they
So
were big men.
giants is like a thing, and it's a recurring theme. And
Yeah,
if you mentioned, say, the goddess Anu on her back, and literally seeing the projection of the Paps of Anu being like breasts, but I've seen quite a few mountain ranges that do literally look like either a sleeping giant or a woman on her back. And in
yeah,
every culture, there's the story of people being turned to stone.
Mm.
Now, is it that ridiculous that quite literally giants were turned to stone, and that's what we're living among now, basically a graveyard of giants?
absolutely. We have on the coast of Dingle, we have a sleeping giant in the shape of an island.
Yes.
And there's rock
Remember that day? Yeah,
formations that look like animals, like crocodiles
yeah,
and elephants.
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Is
why
it
not?
that crazy?
No, it's not crazy.
Depends who you talk to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, before we wrap up, I guess just tell us a little about what our beautiful people joining us on the Beltane pilgrimage in 26 can expect at the Seven Sisters. You're going to do a little bit of a guided meditation for us.
Yes, of
Is it?
course. We'll
Don't reveal
we'll
too much, of course. Keep
no,
a
no,
little
no.
bit under your hat.
There will be some, let's say, there will be some ritualistic aspects to it. So we'll definitely connect to to the place, to uh, to spirit there, not only in meditation but also in ritual.
Yeah.
Um, we are very well known, Sharon and I, for bringing our drums.
Very
We
good.
bring our horses. So we do some journeying. Yeah,
Make a bit of noise. That'll be up your
make a
street,
bit of noise,
O'Connor.
and
Huh?
and and we still have we still haven't told all the stories yet. So
Okay, good. More to hear.
more stories, more stories.
I love it. I love
Yeah,
it. Thank you.
love them.
So
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
looking
really
forward
looking
to that.
forward to work with the group. We've done this a few times before, always with great great result and very happy people at the end. So yeah,
Good.
it's gonna be fab, as we call
That's
it.
what we need. Happy people.
Happy people. That's what we want. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do a little screen share there and just pull up our website and show Jan the um the ancient sites we've got here. Is there any of these places stand out for you, or is there any of these places that we haven't discussed? We've got the kind of the Rock of Cashel there, Gobnait
Okay.
Swell. Gobnait
Yeah.
Swell is near you. It's in
Yeah.
sort of
In Ballyvorney,
Ballyvourney.
that's really nearby. Yeah, we live halfway between Killarney and Ballyvorney, so that's our next village is Ballyvorney.
Yeah.
I like the Uragh circle on the right there, the hidden gems photo,
Yeah.
and I've been to the Wedge in Loughcrew. I see some cliffs there.
The Kerry Cliffs was amazing, wasn't it?
They're amazing, aren't they? Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
really
Looking
lovely.
out on the Skelligs.
Yep.
Yeah, I loved we've been raving about Kerry and we didn't talk much about Cork, but Gobnitz was an
That's in
incredible
Cork.
place.
That's not Kerry.
No,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah. It was such a beautiful, peaceful energy there,
Yeah,
and the story around the nine white stags.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. And of course, the Goblin's Well is in the Muskerry Deeltocht, which is just three not too big towns in that area, just over the Cork-Kerry border, just in Cork. It's Ballyvorney, Ballingeary, and Ballymakeera, and that's a Gaeltacht, and
Yeah.
that's where people still speak Irish in their homes.
They do, and they do like the like Ballyvorney, the St. Gobonet's temple and the well. It's one of and the city. There's are only two places that I know have the tradition of the quartz and they making the cross sign and all the stones around the
Yeah,
place.
yeah,
I've never seen anywhere else. I think Aldo on one of our podcasts said there's somewhere in Mayo connected with St. Gobonet's that does it as well, but
yeah.
it's so unique.
Yeah, I
Um,
saw it a week and a half ago in Loughcrew as well. That
did
the
you?
altar stone there has a similar cross
The
in there,
Cailleach
and
stone.
that's to the cardinal. That's a cross that points to the four cardinal
Yes,
directions.
we heard
So
that. Yeah,
the
but I don't
compass.
think that people still carve it. Where in Ballyvorney, they're still
They
putting
do,
crosses.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
and in the city as well, yeah,
Yes.
in the card
Yeah.
up there, yeah,
Yeah.
wonderful,
What did you think of Loughcrew?
amazing,
Yeah.
yeah. The view you can see about 20 counties there.
Mm.
You cannot see Munster.
Yeah, oh no, it's a bit far.
It's too far.
We were
Nothing
up
in
there,
Munster.
we were up there and the wildest, it was a lovely day and we wandered our way up and we
Yeah.
spoke to a beautiful, what was he, a silversmith. Had
Oh
lovely
yeah.
conversations, lots of people around. We were wandering around looking at the art, the rock art, and all of a sudden a storm started brewing. Everyone disappeared, but we were slow to move. But we weathered the whole thing.
Yeah. 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 I
Yeah,
have. I
it
know.
was,
And my first visit there was also one with when I've experienced horizontal rain for the first
yes,
time in my
yeah,
life.
yeah. Well, it was absolutely beautiful. Yeah,
Yeah.
look forward to going
Absolutely.
again.
Yeah.
Mm.
Cool, beautiful.
Super.
So will we leave it there? Have you any
Yeah.
other
And
further questions for Jan, Miss
Well,
O'Connor? Have
listen,
you
I could ask
anything?
Jan a load of questions. I mean,
yeah.
I joined the Ovites back in 2019
You
and I thought
did.
I did. And
You're an OBODS
yeah,
student. Yeah.
yes. I'm still stuck in the bards, but I need to
Yeah.
do my
Yeah. But
project.
there's nothing wrong with that. I think it took me 11 years to get through that one.
Yeah. I meet
There
a
you
lot of people
go.
that say the same.
And there comes a time you say, okay, now the time is right to finish it, and then you finish it, and
Yeah.
then you think for yourself, shall I go on? And then you make a decision to go to the
Mhm.
second grade and
Yeah.
further. Yeah.
Yeah. You motivated me the last time to get in contact with them again. So I must do it again.
Well, yeah, well, you probably have the material in the house.
I do.
So there's actually there is a mentorship program. If you need it, you can ask for a new mentor. If you don't, that's good too.
Yeah.
You can go through it's self-paced like I did, and you most of
Take
the
20
time,
years or more.
yeah. Once you need to finish, you probably need a mentor or someone who
Yeah.
teaches you. But that's soon enough then.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
When time is
Don't
right.
rush it. Don't
But
rush it.
thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the Bieltena uh, day with your group of ancient spiritual tours, and
Yes.
make
Do we
it a
have any
good one.
dates yet? It's going to be May.
We have
It's May 1st to
yeah,
May 12th.
yeah,
But where Kerry fits in is towards the end. Uh,
yeah. There's already something marked in my calendar for
there should be. I
yeah,
just don't know off the
yeah.
top of my head. I
No,
think
me neither. But
I would
I
say
know
it's
it comes
yeah,
out well because it's not on the Sunday. That's important for me.
yes, it's probably Saturday the 10th of
Saturday,
May. But
Saturday. Yeah, that
don't swear on
was the
that
Saturday.
one.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. Love it. We're
Okay.
excited. Can't wait.
Me too. Yeah. Looking
Yeah.
forward to it.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much for giving up your time this evening to come and
Oh,
have
it
the
was my
chat
pleasure.
with us,
My
Jan.
pleasure. Always good talking to the both of you. And
And we will make sure that we put your contact details below. And Jan does reading of tarot cards as well, travels the country, does his magic around the place. So we'll connect you in with that on the information.
perfect. I'll send you the details
Cool. I love it.
that you
Thank
can
you.
share. Yeah. Perfect. All right. Thanks so
Cheers
much.
for now. God bless you
Bye.
guys.
God
God
bless.
bless. Bye bye.